Welcome to the induction and turnover ceremonies of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386. A pleasant afternoon to our distinguished guests, Inner Wheel officers and members, ladies and gentlemen. Inner Wheel Club District 386 would like to give you a warm welcome that is distinctly Cebu. I present to you the world-renowned dancers of San Diego Dance Company in One Beat, One Heart, One Cebu. Thank you, San Diego Dance Company. To formally open our ceremony, we officially begin with the processional of our distinguished honor roll. District 386 Club Presidents, President Carmela Malagar, Inner Wheel Club of Cebu, President Jocelyn Co, Inner Wheel Club of Cebu South, President Nida Toledo, Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central, President Chizette Nuangka, Inner Wheel Club of Cebu New Generation, Charter President Susan Lea Solon, Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Acropolis, District 386 Executive Committee, Vice District Chairman Maria Luisa Veloso, District Secretary Joanne Rivera, District Treasurer, Past District Chairman Adelina Soco, District Extension Organizer, past District Chairman Norma Borromeo. District International Service Officer, past District Chairman Cecilia Tiongbian. District Editor Nisha Gopaldas. District Protocol Officer, past District Chairman Pilar Puno. District Co-Protocol Officer Edina Guerrero. Induction Committee Chairman and outgoing District Chairman Rita Malagar. With International Inner Wheel Board Director Zenaida Farcon. And finally, our incoming District Chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, with our guest of honor, inducting officer and keynote speaker, National President Pamela de Guzman. To call this induction and turnover ceremonies to order, ladies and gentlemen, District Chairman Rita Malagar.
By the authority vested in me as District Chairman of District 386, I hereby call this induction and turnover ceremonies to order.
Thank you, District Chairman Rita Malagar. We request everyone to stand for the inner wheel prayer and to remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem and the National Anthem of India. To lead the inner wheel prayer, past District Chairman Cecilia B. Tiongbian.
Let us recite together the inner wheel prayer. Instill in us, O Lord, the true meaning of friendship. Never let us forget that we are all thy children. Notwithstanding the differences in our culture and creed, endow us with a desire to serve our fellow men. Remember that we too often need help whenever or wherever the needs for service arises. Help us to be ready to serve, endeavoring to make our badge of inner will worthwhile. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ay masasinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y bumay. Lupang pinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong pagaw, ay hinagang tulakawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang lang matawag ko'y tagumpay na naghihinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay makikinig. Lumanang araw ng warhabing pagsika, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya na pagkay mga at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
We request all Inner Wheel members to please remain standing for the recitation of the Inner Wheel Pledge to be led by past National President Stella Bernabe. This will be followed by the recitation of the inner wheel vision, mission, and core values, which will be led by past National President Silva Paderanga.
Upon my faith and honor, I dedicate myself to the universal cause that is mankind and solemnly vow to give substance by deed the inner will creed, selflessness in friendship, and service to humanity. In this, I ask divine guidance.
IWCPI mission, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity by providing needed assistance and undertaking special projects for the community, especially the women, the youth, the elderly, and the marginalized sectors of society. IWCPI vision. IWCPI is the dynamic organization of committed women bound by friendship and dedicated to selfless service to humanity. IWCPI core values: friendship, integrity, responsible volunteerism, dedication and commitment, compassion, relevance.
Ladies, please take your seats. Thank you, past National President Stella Bernabe and past National President Silva Paderanga. And now, to do the roll call. District Secretary Carmela Malagar.
District 386 is composed of 5 clubs, all located in the city of Cebu, province of Cebu. These are IWC of Cebu Mother Club, IWC Cebu South, IWC of Cebu Central, IWC of Cebu New Generation, and IWC of Cebu Acropolis.
Thank you, District Secretary Carmela Malagar. To formally acknowledge our distinguished guests and dignitaries, District 386 Protocol Officer, past District Chairman Pilar Puno.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Inner Wheel, good afternoon. It is my distinct honor and privilege to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests and dignitaries on this 40th induction and turnover ceremonies of District 386. Let me start with the induction chairman and district chairman Rita Malagar, IWCPI National President Pamela de Guzman, International Inner Wheel President Bina Vias, International Inner Wheel Board Director Zenaida Farcon, Rotary International District 3860 District Governor Rodel Rezil Reyes, incoming District 386 Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, Vice District Chairman Maria Luisa Deloso, District Secretary Joanne Rivera, District Treasurer PDC Adelina Soco, Extension Organizer PDC Norma Borromeo, International Service Organizer PDC Cecilia Chongbian, District Editor Nisha Gopaldas, IWCPI Foundation representative and immediate past district chairman, Rita Malagar. We are also acknowledging the presence of our presidents from the inner wheel clubs in District 386. IWC Cebu, Mother Club, President Carmela Malagar. IWC Cebu South, President Jocelyn Hall. IWC Cebu Central, President Nida Toledo. IWC Cebu Newgen, President Gisette Wanaka. IWC Cebu Acropolis, President Leia Susan Osmeña. We also acknowledge the presence of our past national presidents, and I would like to make special mention to two past national presidents from District 386, namely PNP Stella Bernabe and PNP Silva Padiranga. Here with us also this afternoon are the past district chairmen of District 386. We are graced with the presence of our National Board of Trustees, and let me acknowledge them. First, National Vice President Sophia Lee. Second, National Vice President Thelma Ortiz. National President-elect Yolanda Waikoko. National Secretary Maria Ditas Crisostomo. National Treasurer Maria Martinez. Immediate past National President Amelia Harin. National Representative Fair Victoria Dilia. Deputy National Representative Emily Duterte. District 377 Chairman Candelaria Herona. District 378 Chairman Cynthia Reyes. District 379 Chairman Gisela Gairlan. District 380 Chairman Noemi Verano. District 381 Chairman Marilu Maligaya. District 382 Chairman Jesusa Villa Vito. District 383 Chairman Maria Socorro Riaño. District 385 Chairman Hilda Brito. And of course, the last but not the least, IWCPI Foundation, led by its president, Maria Lourdes Carpio. Thank you, and good afternoon again.
Thank you, Protocol Officer and past District Chairman Pilar Puno. To formally welcome all our distinguished guests, dignitaries, officers, and members of the International Inner Wheel Clubs Philippines Incorporated, may I call on the Induction Committee Co-Chair and District Secretary Carmela Malagar.
Adlaw. Welcome to District 386 Induction and Turnover Ceremonies, broadcasting from Adlawan Farm of Cebu City. Today, we pay tribute to our outgoing officers and welcome our incoming officers. Why don't you join us in this live broadcast on Facebook and YouTube? Enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Induction Committee Co-Chair Carmela Malagar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the essence of this afternoon's affair, the District Induction and Turnover Ceremonies. To give her valedictory address, please welcome District Chairman Rita G. Malagar.
International Inner Wheel President Bina Vias, International Inner Wheel Board of Director Sinaida Farcon, National President Maria Pamela de Guzman, Immediate Past President Amelia Harin, Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Foundation President Maria Lourdes Carpio, Immediate Past Foundation President Jubita de Jesus, to all immediate past National Board of Trustees, to all incoming National Board of Trustees, to my fellow district chairman classmates, Minda, G, Ann, Ruby, Dallas, Mary, Ching, and Sally, to our IWCPI past National President, Silva Pardiranga, to our IWCPI past National President, Stella Bernabe, to all our outgoing and incoming club presidents of District 386, to all the club members of District 386, and to all the new members of District 386. Good afternoon. District 386 is on its fourth year after revival, consisting of 5 clubs, with 40% growth rate increase in membership upon chartering Club Acropolis. At the start of my term, our membership composed of 63% senior, 27% adult, and 20% new generation. I end my term with a more dynamic mix of membership by age bracket, 45% seniors and 55% combined new adult and young members. A promising increase to ensure the sustainability of our club membership. As I started my term last July 2019, we kicked off our projects such as visiting school children and providing them with school materials and hygiene kits, feeding children for our Women and Children projects, plant trees and clean lakes for our EcoSoc project, promote sunshine activities such as our first bowling tournament last November 2019 and Christmas party on December. Promote spiritual wellness. Actively participated in our national activities such as Ako'y Filipino and International Women's Day in Manila. In February 2020, we had the most awaited occasion that was held in Okada, Manila, the annual National Convention. 2 days of fun and camaraderie of over 700 Inner Wheel members from all over the nation. We were honored to meet the International Inner Wheel President, Phyllis Charter, and her husband. It was also our district pride to be awarded as the most number of delegates in percentage of membership attendance. Another milestone for our district, showing great interest in reviving Inner Wheel District 386. By March came the most disruptive COVID-19 virus, which caused the great pandemic. All our projects came on hold due to the strict military lockdown in Cebu since the very start of COVID. But with the inner wheel vision in mind, selflessness in friendship, and service to humanity, by providing needed assistance and undertaking special projects for the community, the youth, the women, the elderly, and the marginalized sector of society. The Inner Wheel Club members of District 386 raised funds to support the brave frontliners, Commission on the Laity and Missionaries, and Cebu City Jail. Our district donated 4,000 face masks, face shields, vitamins, and the inmates of Cebu City Jail. Our thanks to Caritas Cebu, headed by Fe Barino, who was our partner in making things possible. My heartfelt thanks to our immediate past Inner Wheel President, Amelia Harin, for her leadership, guidance, and generosity. To my district chair classmates who helped me during my term. Palibhasa, they considered me the ate, being the oldest in the group. Thank you so much. To my district executive board, with all PDCs, thank you so much for the support. Allow me to thank my Inner Wheel daughters, Carmela, Maricel, Caroline, and Christina, who lovingly and unconditionally supported my term. As I turn over my leadership to our next district chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, I carry with me my undying thanks and gratitude to each and every one of our members. Let us all work together, hand in hand, with the Inner Wheel core values in mind: friendship, integrity, responsible volunteerism, dedication, commitment, compassion, and relevance. To end my term, I share with you video of fun memories of the Inner Wheel ladies of District 386. Together, we did it. Daghang salamat.
District Chairman Rita Malagar. We celebrate your leadership and achievements during Interwheel Year 2019-2020. In gratitude and recognition of those who actively extended their support, District Chairman Rita Malagar would like to award plaques of appreciation. To read the citation, may I request District Secretary Carmela Malagar.
In grateful recognition of your outstanding service to the Inner-Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Inner-Wheel Year 2019-2020, Together We Can, I present this plaque to the following district advisors: PNP Silva A. Padaranga, PNP Stella S. Bernabe, IPDC Sally B. Chongbian, Vice District Chairman Nida B. Toledo, District Secretary Carmela G. Malagar, District Treasurer Adelina O. Soco, District Extension Officer PDC Norma S. Borromeo, District Foundation Officer PDC Pilar R. Puno, DLTS Chairperson Incoming District Chair Evelyn T. Dumdum, President Shirley Sia of Cebu Mother Club, President Maria Luisa L. Veloso of Cebu South, President Nida B. Toledo of Cebu Central, President Chizette Wanaka of Cebu New Generation, and Charter President Susan Lea O. Solon for Cebu Acropolis. Given by District Chairman Rita G. Malagar of District 386 for the Interwheel Year 2019-2020, given this 20th of September 2020 in Cebu City during the virtual induction and turnover ceremonies. To PDC Norma S. Borromeo of Cebu Mother Club, a special recognition of your outstanding support to the district for the following: initiating our ABBM, ang Batang Buutan Malipayon Project in Pinamungahan and Liloan, hosting our district activities in Serenity Hotel, including our annual spiritual retreat, being the highest donor in our drive for the COVID-19 project.
In recognition of her accomplishments for Interwheel Year 2019-2020, incoming District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum presents our outgoing District Chairman Rita Malagar with the Leadership Award.
With our deepest appreciation, we hereby honor IPDC Rita G. Malagar with this Distinguished Service Award in recognizing her remarkable leadership and devoted service to District 386, Inner-Wheel Clubs of the Philippines. For some people, volunteering is about giving, but for the likes of you, it is a way of living. Thank you. Given this 20th day of September 20, 2020 at Cebu City, Philippines, by Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, District Chairman for Interwheel Year 2020-2021.
Thank you, District Secretary Carmela Malagar. Now, to present the officers of District 386 for Interwheel Year 2020-2021, Chairman of the Committee on Nomination and Election, past District Chairman Adelina O. Soco.
It is my honor and privilege to present the officers of District 386 for Interwheel Year 2020-2021 led by District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum. With her are Vice District Chairman Maria Luisa L. Veloso, District Secretary Joanne V. Rivera, District Treasurer yours truly, Adelina O. Soco, District Extension Organizer PDC Norma S. Borromeo, District International Service Officer PDC Cecilia B. Chongbian, District Editor Nisha K. Gopaldas, District Protocol Officer PDC Pilar R. Pono, Inner Wheel Club of the Philippines Foundation Representative, Immediate Past District Chairman Rita G. Malagar, and District Advisors, Past National President Stella S. Bernabe, and Past National President Silva A. Padiranga. They are now ready for their induction.
Led by our District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, the officers of District 386 for Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021 will now be inducted into office by National President Pamela de Guzman.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I,
Evelyn Toledo Dumdum,
Having been duly elected as, state your position,
having been duly elected as District Chairman
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
do hereby solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties and obligations of my position
the duties and obligations of my position
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws
uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind
the
International Inner Wheel Team for Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021. Lead the change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And put into practice.
And putting into practice
The Inner Wheel Creed.
The Inner Wheel motto.
Selflessness in
friendship and service to humanity.
Without mental reservation.
Without mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joanne V. Rivera,
Having been duly elected as, state your position,
having been duly elected as District Secretary
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines
of the Inner
Incorporated,
Wheel Clubs of the Philippines
District
Incorporated,
386,
District 386,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties and obligations of my
the
position
duties and obligation of my
to
position
uphold and defend
to uphold and
the
defend
Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines
of the Inner Wheel Club
Incorporated
of the Philippines
and
Incorporated
those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind
the
the International Inner Wheel Team
the International Inner Wheel theme
for Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021.
for the Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021.
Lead the change
Lead the change.
and put into practice
And putting into
the Inner Wheel
practice
Creed,
the Inner Wheel Creed,
selflessness in friendship
selflessness in friendship,
and service to humanity,
and service to humanity,
without mental reservation
without mental
or
reservation
purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, National President Pamela de Guzman. And now, let us witness the turnover of the symbols of authority, the medal, the bell and gavel, and the banner from the immediate past District Chairman Rita Malagar to District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum.
Accept this District Chairman's medal, which symbolizes the position you're about to assume.
I accept this District Chairman's medal and pledge to perform the duties and responsibilities of the position I was elected to the best of my ability.
As I relinquish my position as District Chairman, I am turning over this bell and gavel, which is a symbol of authority to you. Use this to instill order and decorum during district meetings and other important events of the district.
I accept this bell and gavel with humility and will exercise the authority vested upon me with wisdom and prudence.
Receive this district banner, which represents the district, and carry this with honor and dignity during official functions and events of the district.
I accept this banner and I shall display it with pride during official events of the district and during events of the Inner World Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated.
As we witness the turnover, we appreciate the significance of the symbols that embody and strengthen the practices and traditions of Inner Wheel. Thank you, immediate past District Chairman Rita Malagar and District Chairman Evelyn Dumdum for that meaningful exchange. And now, we proudly present to you our newly inducted District Chairman. And who better to introduce her than someone who is literally and figuratively close to her? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome International Service Officer of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu New Generation, Mary Elizabeth Toledo Dumdum.
Oddly enough, I started to be involved in Inner Wheel at a very tender age of 1 day old. You see, the lady whom I'm going to introduce gave birth to me way back in 1992, told me years later that her first visitor at the hospital, barely a day after giving birth, was the district chairman of District 386 at that time. The DC wanted to find out if everything went well since she learned that it was a difficult pregnancy. My mom was so touched by the gesture of the DC because they really did not know each other well, except that my mom was recently elected president of her club, the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central. That must have made a big impression on her because selflessness and friendship has become a core value for her and which she has ingrained in me and her sisters and in all those she comes in contact with. Integrity, responsible volunteerism, dedication and commitment, compassion and relevance, these are not just big words for her. She tries hard to live up to these not only by words but also by deeds. She leads by example, and maybe that's the reason why she was able to convince all her 3 sisters, 3 nieces, her daughter, all of their friends, as well as several of her own colleagues and friends to join Inner Wheel. During this time, she wielded considerable influence both in the private sector and in local governance because of the nature of her work in a World Bank-assisted project in Central Visayas. And she put this influence to good stead by encouraging the ideals of personal service among her staff and colleagues and by undertaking projects for the community, especially for the youth, women, and the elderly. After serving in various capacities in District 386 as District Secretary, Vice District Chair and as chairman of several standing committees, my mom was elected chairman of District 386. As a baby and as a child, she would bring me to her club meetings, district meetings, and other fellowship activities. I can still vividly recall going with her and with other Innerwheel ladies to serve the identified communities through their various projects such as Tubig sa Barangay, Butika sa Barakuran, Operation Karunungan, medical and dental missions, and clean and green projects, and among others, sometimes in tandem with their Rotarian spouses. And in all of these, they had loads of fun. As I speak impartially, Innerwheel ladies sure know how to have fun and enjoy. I can still hear the ringing laughter and the boisterous stories shared along the way. However, a call to great service for our country through the judiciary made her leave her comfort zone and her commitments to Innerwheel, and she and her family moved to Manila, Makati to be exact. During this time, she honed her skills in development partnership and resource mobilization, finding outlets by improving systems and procedures, establishing linkages and networks, all in the name of efficiency and effectiveness. Missing the dynamic organization of committed women, this lady sought solace by actively serving in her parish church whenever she can. Her stint at the Supreme Court as Judicial Reform Program Administrator was cut short when the United Nations Development Program invited her to join an international team of experts to help set up the Access to Justice program in Timor-Leste. While being there, the Asian Development Bank offered to engage her as Justice Sector Coordination Specialist, and for almost 10 years, she continued her advocacy to help improve and delivery of the justice system in her country. She and her family returned to Cebu City in 2017, and she did not waste time in seeking and joining back the revived District 386. She also contributed to the revival of her own club, the IWC of Cebu Central, by asking the former members to be active again. While my mom continues to commute to Metro Manila, temporarily suspended due to COVID-19, to fulfill her obligations as president of the Foundation for Liberty and Prosperity, as board director of the San Miguel Corporation Global Power, and as board director of the Conflict Resolution Group, she did not shirk from her responsibility again as district chairman of District 386 for Innerwheel year 2020-2021. Happily hopeful with absolute conviction that as women of action, they'll work together to make a difference and improve lives. The task of introducing this lady is a great privilege. To be honest, with her impressive background, it still is not an easy one. Nevertheless, I feel elated to introduce her to everyone today. After all, she's a living inspiration to the young ones, and the young ones, especially me. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in virtually welcoming District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum.
International Innerwheel President Bina Villas, International Innerwheel Board Director Zenaida Farcon, National President Maria Pamela de Guzman, Immediate Past President Amelia Harin, the National Board of Trustees for Innerwheel year 2020 to 2021, IWCPI Foundation President Maria Lourdes Carpio, Immediate Past IWCPI Foundation President Jovita De Jesus, IWCPI Past National President Stella Bernabe, IWCPI Past National President Silva Paderanga, Rotary International District 3860 Governor for Rotary year 2020-2021 Rudel Rizel Reyes, all outgoing and incoming club presidents of District 386, all club members of District 386, and the new members of District 386. Mayong hapon kanatong tanan. As I stand here before you, albeit virtually, I am deeply honored to be given a second opportunity to serve as district chairman. It was in Innerwheel year 1998 to 1999 when I first served as district chairman, and yet the incredible feeling of being among empowered and empowering women remains. We are not only empowered because we are leaders, but we are also empowered because we empower others out of our genuine concern for the communities that we serve. The famous Walt Disney said, "Anyone can dream, design, and create the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make that dream a reality." As I recall the genesis of District 386 and recognize the people, the ladies who are responsible for the revival of District 386, I am buoyed with much spirit of hope and confidence. I view today's induction as another engaging occasion to celebrate the value of time, the success of perseverance, the dignity of simplicity, the wisdom of community, the virtue of patience, and most of all, the power of kindness. During our national induction last July 2020, International Inner Wheel President Bina Villas spoke about the changes that have taken place and continue to take place in our needs, in humanitarian problems, in technology and infrastructure requirements, and the need for us, Inner Wheel members, to keep pace with the times, to adapt in order for us to be relevant and true to our vision and mission of service to humanity. These statements are challenging, to say the least, because this means changing our own ways of thinking, our attitude, our working and interpersonal relationships, in communicating to others, in publishing our brand of Inner Wheel, in our approaches to membership, growth and development, and in our partnership and linkages with other civil society groups and NGOs and multilateral funding institutions. It means we should not be swept along by our own self-interests and our loyalty to our neighbors and friends, but by a sense of higher purpose, a sense of community and national identity. And beyond it all, by a call to identity for the good of all, wherever they may be and whoever they may be. And while President Bina's call to action is challenging, it is at the same time motivating and inspiring because of her belief and trust in ourselves. The advancement in technology and communication, especially during these uncertain and unprecedented times of COVID-19, coupled with the enthusiasm of the Inner Wheel clubs, has indeed created a network of like-minded people. The established bond of friendship that extends across the globe, who communicate instantly, are bound by ideals of service to humanity. Keeping this stride in mind, our efforts are destined to succeed because of the intensive and extensive support of both our esteemed IIW President Bina Villas and National President Pamela de Guzman. To both, we render our highest regard and respect as we execute the IIW, IWCPI, and district goals and targets for Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021. The component clubs of District 386 have initiated and will continue to initiate relevant and impactful projects in response to the needs of the various communities that we serve. I am especially very appreciative of the projects that we have initiated for the alleviation of hunger, for literacy, for youth development, for gender and development, and in response to this pandemic in partnership with the Cebu COVID-19 Citizens Initiatives for the observance of prescribed health and social protocols. We do all this and more, not only because we want to be agents of change, but we do so because we are capable to lead such change. We are women leaders in our communities, and we have the power to be leaders of change, and we should responsibly use that power. At one point in life, we realize that we have so many resources at our fingertips, and Inner Will gives us an opportunity to share these resources with others, gives us the platform to project our talents and utilize our skills to serve the marginalized and raise their voices. In return, we stabilize and bring dignity to our clubs by committing ourselves to provide for the vulnerable groups in our society and forge key decisions for the future of the women and girls, consistent with the United Nations Development Goal 5, which is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. The United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs Sustainability Development Report mentioned that COVID-19 has posed more challenges to meet this goal. Before COVID-19, despite improvements, full gender equality remains unreached. With COVID-19, lockdowns are increasing the risk of violence against women and girls, with cases of domestic violence increasing by 30%. Additionally, while all the Sustainable Development Goals are critical to youth development, the United Nations has a lot of expectations from us to cooperate and help in implementing programs that address gender equality, good health, reducing inequality, combating poverty and hunger, and action on environmental issues and climate change, which puts special emphasis on youth, women, and senior citizens. Although the targets are definitely daunting, I am privileged to have the enabling dedication and support of the IWCPI National Board of Trustees, led by National President Pamela de Guzman, District 386 Executive Officers and Club Officers, who I know will continue to passionately collaborate in order for us to achieve our aspirations and goals. There is an old saying, do not pray for tasks equal to your powers. Pray for powers equal to your tasks. At the end of this Inner Will year, it is my dream and prayer that we will have transformed these possibilities and opportunities into stories of success and triumph. Let District 386 once again become a movement that leads the change, creating our own waves of change and influence others to make the change. And that starts right now. Let me end my address with one of Mahatma Gandhi's famous statements. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your need. I feel your feelings. Let us work together for unity and love.
Thank you, District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum. The clubs of District 386 stand united behind your dynamic leadership. As a respite, we will once again be enthralled by the San Diego Dance Company. This time, they will give us a sneak preview of the celebration of the forthcoming 500th anniversary of the Christianization of the Philippines, with Cebu being the cradle of Christianization in the Far East. Ladies and gentlemen, the San Diego Dance Company. Such a fabulous performance. Thank you, San Diego Dance Company. Now, we move along with the induction of club officers to present the clubs of District 386, District Secretary Joanne Rivera.
Under the recent IWCPI zoning, District 386 covers the entire Visayas, Eastern, Western, and Central Visayas. Presently, however, the 5 component clubs are all located in Cebu City in the province of Cebu. I will now call these clubs on a first-in basis. First, we have the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu, which is the mother club.
For this Inner Wheel year 2020 to 2021, its club officers are as follows. President, Carmela G. Malagar. Vice President, Natividad Gonzaga. Secretary, Maricel M. Ke. Treasurer, Cristina M. Ngo. Extension Organizer, past District Chairman, Norma S. Borromeo. International Service Organizer, past District Chairman, Cecilia B. Chongbian. And Editor, Caroline M. Quezonbing. May I call our District Chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, to induct the club officers.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
Maria Cecilia Ke,
Having been duly elected
as Club Treasurer
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Mother Club, District 386,
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge,
that I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties and obligations of my
the duties
position
and obligations of my position,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines
to
Incorporated,
uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated
and those of International Inner
and
Wheel,
those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of
and
Inner
to help
Wheel,
advance the objects of the Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind
keeping in mind
the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change,
and putting into practice
the
Inner Wheel motto,
the Inner Wheel motto,
selflessness in friendship and
selflessness
service
in
to
friendship
humanity,
and service to humanity,
without mental reservation
without mental
or
reservation
purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Next, we have the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu South. May I now call the club officers for Inner Wheel year 2020 to 2021, headed by its President, Jocelyn C. Co., Vice President, Judith C. Florido, Secretary, Athena T. Casas, Treasurer, Jehan Frances R. D., International Service Organizer, past District Chairman, Pilar R. Puno, Extension Organizer, past President, Maria Luisa L. Veloso, and Editor, past District Chairman, Eleanor Tan.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name,
Josephine Francis D.
having been duly elected
as Treasurer
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
Of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge,
that I will faithfully discharge,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
the duties and obligations of my
the
position
duties and obligations of my position
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Incorporated,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Incorporated,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of the Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind
the
the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice
the
Inner Wheel motto,
the Inner Wheel motto,
selflessness in friendship and service to humanity.
Selflessness in friendship and service to humanity.
Without mental reservation,
or
purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So help me God.
We move on to the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central. May I now call the club officers led by its president, Nida B. Toledo, Vice President Vanessa P. Ramil, Secretary Donna Liv Maluluyon, Treasurer Maria Fe P. Alfar, International Service Organizer Engineer Daisy B. Toledo, Extension Organizer Gracila S. Sabarquez, and Club Editor Ethel P. Cañazares.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I,
having been duly elected as
President
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Incorporated, District 386,
Of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central, Incorporated, District 386,
do solemnly swear
that
I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability the duties and obligations of my position to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Incorporated,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Incorporated,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of the Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind
the
International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice
the
Inner Wheel motto,
the Inner Wheel motto,
selflessness in friendship and service to humanity. Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So help me God. And then we have the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu New Generation, which was chartered only 2 years ago in 2018 during the incumbency of PDC Sally Chongbian. May I now call on its officers for Inner Wheel year 2020 to 2021, starting with its President, Chizette C. Wanaka, Vice President, Cristina Francesca B. Toledo, Secretary, Regsel Ann A. Awit, Treasurer, Joan A. Samontañez, Extension Organizer, Wyland Lindsay T. Cinco, and International Service Organizer, Mary Elizabeth T. Dumdum, and Club Editor, Krisha Allen N. Soko.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name,
Mary Elizabeth Dumdum,
having been duly elected
as club editor
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I would faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability the duties and obligations of my position
to
uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of the Inner
ever
Wheel,
keeping in mind
the
International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice
the
Inner Wheel motto,
the Inner Wheel motto,
selflessness in friendship and service to humanity. Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So help me God.
A much younger club, the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Acropolis, was chartered only in 2019, during the time of IPDC Rita Malagar.
May I now call its officers for the Inner Wheel year 2020 to 2021, led by its President, Susan Lea O. Solon, Vice President, Nancy C. Arisgado, Secretary, Jolene P. Van Oost, Treasurer, Amelia M. Maliksi, International Service Organizer, Pooja Seth, Extension Organizer, Grace P. Nang, and Editor, Nisha Gopaldas.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Susan Lea
Having been
Solon,
duly elected as
having been duly elected as
of the
President
Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
do solemnly swear
that
I will faithfully discharge
I would faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability the duties and obligations of my position to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel, ever keeping in mind the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity. Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So help me God. Now it is time to induct the chairman and co-chairman of the standing committees of District 386. May I call the following: District Leadership and Training Committee. Chairman, President Carmela Malagar. Co-chairman, Charter President Susan Lea Solon. Assistant Protocol Officer, Edina Guerrero. Sunshine Committee. Chairman, District Secretary Joanne Rivera. Communications Committee. Chairman, Nisha Gopaldas. Annual Events Committee. Chairman, past District Chairman Cecilia Chongbian. Ways and Means Committee. Chairman, President Nida Toledo. Co-Chairman, President Chizette Nuanca. Project Management Committee. Chairman, Vice District Chairman Maria Luisa Veloso. Co-Chairman, Ellen Tan. Membership Committee. Chairman, past District Chairman Norma Borromeo. Co-Chairman, Natividad Gonzaga. Awards Committee. Chairman, President Jocelyn Co. Conomelec. Chairman, District Treasurer Adelina Soco. District Advisors, past National President Stella Bernabe and past National President Silva Paderanga.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Carmela Malagar,
Having been duly elected as
having been elected
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386.
of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated, District 386,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I would faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties and obligations of my
the
position
duties and obligations of my position
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of the International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of the Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
The International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice
the
Inner Wheel motto,
the Inner Wheel motto,
selflessness in friendship and service to humanity.
And service to humanity.
Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Responding to the call of International Inner Wheel President Bina Vias and National President Pamela de Guzman, District 386 is pleased to announce that we will be inducting new members during this induction event. To present their new members, may I first call on the Club Secretary of Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central, Donna Liv Maloloyon.
It is my honor and pleasure to present the new members of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central, Elite M. Castañeda, Ethel Monterola, Remedios K. Esparcia. May I call our club president, Nida B. Toledo, to administer the oath of membership. May I also call our district chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, and district extension organizer, Norma S. Borromeo, as witnesses of the induction.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I, please state your name.
I, Remedios K. Esparcia,
Having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Central,
having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club,
6, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability.
Do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
the duties and obligations of my club, to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated and those of International Inner Wheel,
the duties and obligations of my club, to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated and those of International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel ever keeping in mind International Inner Wheel theme for 2020 to 2021, lead the
To
change.
help advance the objectives of Inner Wheel, and ever keeping in mind the theme for 2020 to 2021, lead the change.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel selflessness in friendship and service to humanity, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
May I call on the sponsor of each new member to present, as our welcome gesture, the Inner Wheel Club pin as a sign of belongingness and the red rose symbolizing friendship. Welcome to our club.
Thank you, President Nida Toledo. To present the new members of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu New Generation, District Secretary Attorney Rigel Awit.
It is my honor and pleasure to present the new members of our club, Meline M. Lenos and Pamela T. Bohilador. May I call our club president, Shizette C. Nwanaka, to administer the oath of membership. May I also request our district chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, and district extension organizer, PDC Norma Borromeo, to stand as witnesses of this solemn occasion.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Meline Manatag Llenos,
Having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club of New Generation, District 386.
having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu New Generation, District 386,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
the duties and obligations of my club,
the duties and obligations of my club,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporation,
to uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and those of International Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
and to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel,
ever keeping in mind the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020 to 2021. Lead the change.
ever keeping in mind the IIW theme for 2020-2021. Lead the change.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity.
Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without mental reservation and purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
May I call on the sponsor of each new member to present, as our welcome gesture, the Inner Wheel Club pin as a sign of belongingness and the red rose symbolizing friendship. Welcome to our club.
Thank you, President Shizette Nwanka. To present the new members of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Acropolis, District Secretary Jolene Van Oost.
It is my honor and pleasure to present the new members of our club, Lalaine Dizon, Bernadette Toledo, Maribek Mahuka, Catherine Lozada. May I call our club president, Susan Lea Solon, to administer the oath of membership. May I also call our district chairman, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, and district extension organizer, past district chairman Norma Borromeo, to stand as witnesses of this solemn occasion.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Acropolis, District 386,
having been duly accepted as member of the Inner Wheel Club of Cebu Acropolis, District 386,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties and obligations of my club.
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties and obligations of my club.
To uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated.
To uphold and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Incorporated.
And those of International Inner Wheel. And to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel, ever keeping in mind the International Inner Wheel theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And those of International Inner Wheel. And to help advance the objects of Inner Wheel, ever keeping in mind the IIW theme for 2020-2021, Lead the Change.
And putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God.
Putting into practice the Inner Wheel motto, selflessness in friendship and service to humanity, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God.
May I call on the sponsor of each new member to present as our welcome gesture the Inner Wheel Club pin as a sign of belongingness and the red rose symbolizing friendship. Ladies, welcome to the club.
Thank you, ladies. We are excited to hear from our distinguished guests.
Today, we have a special guest from the Rotary Club who wished to share his congratulations to District 386. His journey as a Rotarian began in 1998. Throughout his years in Rotary, he displayed admirable leadership which paved the way for him to be appointed in various key positions within the club and at the national level. It is not surprising that his passion for Rotary earned him several recognitions, and a number of them from Rotary International, such as the 4 Avenues of Service Award, the Rotary Foundation Distinguished Service Award, and the Rotary Foundation Meritorious Service Award. He believes that the opportunity to lead the district is an honor and a privilege to give back to Rotary what he has achieved in his 22 years of dedicated and committed service of doing good for the community. To give his congratulatory message, please welcome from Rotary International District 3860, District Governor for Rotary Year 2020-2021, Rodel Rizel Reyes.
My admiration and respect to Inner Wheel International President Dina Diaz, International Inner Wheel Board of Director Zenny Marcon, Inner Wheel Club of the Philippines Incorporated National President Pamela de Guzman, members of the Board of Trustees, club presidents and officers of the component clubs, members, guests, friends, good afternoon. I am very pleased to grace your 40th induction of officers and handover ceremony. I must admit that when I received the invitation from District Chair Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, I was honored because I want to touch base with highly esteemed leaders of the Inner Wheel Club in the Philippines and in the international scene. My heartfelt congratulations to District Chair Evelyn and officers for 2020-2021 for a year of committed service. Your theme for this Rotary year is very apt, Lead the Change. As we are indeed changing the landscape of how we are going to sustain our efforts to expand our reach to our communities and engage our members to serve as we are faced with a global health risk, the coronavirus pandemic. Rotary International is also changing its landscape to adapt to the current trend of technological presence as the population are into social media and other platforms in order to connect to a wider audience and expand its network in the international community. To me, movement is the key word for Inner Wheel to continue doing good in your community. In the concept of movement, you find change, new ways of doing things. The wheel must not come to a standstill. At the same time, you do not want to change for the sake of change only, but to become attractive to new members of all ages, as well as for your own good. Same with Rotary International, we have to keep pace with the times we are in. We have been working hand in hand for almost 100 years now in the international community and 40 years in the Philippines. Both of our distinct organizations have worked so hard to provide committed service to our marginalized women, children, and in communities that need our help. I believe that the opportunity of doing well together in turn helps us both to respect each other and to know each other. Working together for our community projects in most areas where our presence is much needed has worked well with both of our organizations. In areas where some Rotary clubs cannot provide the needed services, the Inner Wheel Club addresses the needs of the community. We complement each other. That is to the advantage of our communities we serve. I am glad that Inner Wheel Club in Cebu is going strong. I just wondered why there is no club organized in the Davao region. My consolation is that there is an Inner Wheel Club in District 3860. Thank you so much for sustaining the 5 component clubs in the district. I wish for solidarity for both Rotary clubs and Inner Wheel clubs that strive to keep afloat. What is good for the Inner Wheel clubs now may be good for others later. Let Inner Wheel become a movement that can move hearts and minds. Let Rotary be there for all of you as we continue to do good in our communities. Together, we make the difference through a great community engagement where our projects help to support vulnerable families, women, girls, and promote a better environment. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Reyes, for your heartwarming message. We are most honored to have our International Inner Wheel President grace our induction and turnover ceremonies today. Among her most notable achievements was when, as Rotary Charter President, she changed the face of education in Anand. Under her able leadership, she was able to access a global grant of $86,250 and was able to adopt and transform 10 municipal schools in Anand into smart and happy schools. She is one powerhouse lady. We are most honored to have her grace our induction and turnover ceremonies today. Ladies and gentlemen, to give her message, International Inner Wheel President Bina Vyas.
National President Pamela, National Representative Victoria, IW Board Director Zenaida, Trustees of the Foundation, District Chairman. It is with immense pleasure that I convey my heartiest congratulations to all of you for taking up responsible positions in your districts, foundation and the national levels for the year 2021. Your foundation is working excellently and the trustees are doing a wonderful job. I am sure this year too they will enhance the foundation by providing their good leadership to increase the foundation's kitty. I am happy that you are doing training programs in Philippines for many years. This is the appropriate way to educate and train leaders at all levels. Friends, as leaders, we have to cultivate and develop qualities and prove our leadership skills at all levels. Your main responsibility, District Chairman, is to increase membership, increase the number of clubs, carry out service projects according to the goals given to you, strengthen the existing clubs, delegate work through committees, and monitor their progress regularly. It is necessary to have good communication skills, manage and organize time effectively, address important tasks on hand and on priority, attach deadlines and follow the time frame to every task, and accomplish what you can as early as possible in the year. We should know the pulse of our members, what they need, how to explain and inform them, and even maybe explain different sources and resources from which to achieve their results. Friends, being women, we are already blessed with qualities like loving, caring, sharing with all around us. Our positive attitude, understanding, respect, transparency will add value to our leadership. There are 3 Ds which can define our success as leaders: determination, dedication, and dependability. It is time we transform ourselves to a professional organization, because professionalism is the key to change and success. Change in any system brings progress. It is we leaders at all levels who have to work to bring about positive changes. When all clubs achieve extraordinary results, friends, the impact will be prominently visible and appreciable. This will demonstrate our solidarity in addressing the issues of the world and build the much needed brand image of Innerville in our towns, in our communities, and in our countries, and thereby attract new members to our service-minded clubs. Friends, 1 year of spectacular achievements can become a giant leap for our organization. Let us then lead the change with a great deal of determination, love, care, modesty, humility, and sensitivity, as the world is waiting for us with bated breath to bring about a transformation and positive change in our beloved Innerville organization. Come then, join with me to develop a new Innerville and give a facelift to our organization. I wish you all the best in all your endeavors during the year. Thank you.
Thank you, President Bina. We support your call to bring about a positive, significant, and meaningful difference as you charge the ladies of Innerville around the world to lead the change. Our next speaker is a certified public accountant by profession. She was introduced to Innerville at the age of 28 by past National Treasurer Ludi Farcon, who happens to be her mother-in-law. Through 32 years, she got more actively engaged with the Innerville clubs of the Philippines, serving in various capacities in the club, district, national, and international levels. The year she turned 47, she became National President for Innerville year 2007-2008. In 2019-2020, she served as International Innerville Board of Director and is now currently serving her second term for 2020-2021. It is with great pride that we mention that a current member of the Board of Directors of the International Innerville is a Filipina. And we are very honored to have her grace our induction and turnover ceremonies this afternoon as well.
To give her inspirational message, International Inner Wheel Board Director Zenaida Yungko Farcon.
A pleasant day to all of you. I always love going to District 386. I have so many Inner Wheel friends here and have fond memories of your district. But there is one particular incident which I cannot forget. It happened in the year 2007. I was then the national president. Before going to the district assembly, I had a quick breakfast at the hotel. I just ate fresh pineapple and hot chocolate drink. Little did I realize that the two are deadly combination for me. To cut the story short, I developed mass allergy and my eyes got swollen and closed. I have to be brought to the Chonghua Hospital for treatment of my allergy. I was given a shot of Benadryl, and after 2 hours of rest, I recovered quickly and was brought back to the hotel. But I missed the district assembly because I was still groggy. Fortunately, I was able to speak later in the evening on the occasion of the district induction ceremonies. Everybody was worried about me because of all places it has to happen in Cebu. The reason why I share this allergy story of mine is because of our theme for this year, Lead a Change. The question that keeps flashing in my mind is this: are you allergic to change? I'm sure all of you are familiar with KKK. All those who belong to my era know the meaning of KKK. That is, kita-kits, kumustahan, at kodakan. When it comes to the word change, one cannot forget the story of Kodak, a film company that was founded in the late 1880 and became a giant in the photography industry in the 70s and 80s, but eventually filed bankruptcy in the year 2012. Allow me to share the story of Kodak. It did not fail because Kodak missed the digital age. In fact, Kodak was the one which invented the first digital camera in 1975. Kodak held the marketing of this new technology because of the fear that it will hurt its very lucrative film business, which accounts for 90% market share in the USA alone. Unfortunately, Kodak had the nearsighted view that it should concentrate in the film business instead of the storytelling business. Kodak thought that its new digital technology would cannibalize its film business. Sony and Canon saw an opening and charged ahead with their digital cameras. When Kodak decided to get in the game, it was too late. The company saw its market share decline as digital imaging becomes more dominant. Kodak was resistant to change and underestimated the threat of digital technology, which it invented in the first place. With the filing of bankruptcy in 2012, Kodak is now gone forever. Are we allergic to change in the way that things should be done in our organization? Oftentimes, we do not want to get out of our comfort zones to embrace change because for many of us, change is uncomfortable. We insist of doing things just the way we have done it before. We have already developed and preconditioned our mind to just leave things the way they are. And if people would like us to change, we resist because we don't like the people undertaking the change. To be able to lead our organization to change, the change should come first and foremost from us. We must be willing to change what is inside our heart, our mindset, and to a certain extent, our behavior. COVID-19 is not the end of the world. In the meantime, let us keep in mind that our mission to provide needed assistance to the marginalized sectors of society will not change. While our mission will not change, we are now being asked to lead the change. To District Chairman Evelyn Dumdum and her board, lead the change to make District 386 accept and adapt to the present situation and strive to make it bigger, better, and stronger more than ever. Lead to change the methods by which we can exercise great leadership by staying connected and at the same time bring hope and love to others. Mabuhay ang District 386.
Thank you, Director Zenaida Farcon. Our induction and turnover ceremonies will not be complete without hearing from our national president, who started her term last July 1, 2020, smack right in the middle of the pandemic to lead us in these challenging times. To give her keynote speech, ladies and gentlemen, National President Pamela de Guzman. Our final speaker for today is known by all, ever consistent, her top-notch performance that propelled her to rise through the ranks to join top-level management officers of one of the leading banks of the country, easily translated to the same dynamic energy in her commitments and projects for Inner Wheel. She was awarded the coveted Most Outstanding District Chairman Award during her term as District Chairman of District 380 during Inner Wheel year 1998-1999. Over the years, she has held a number of positions in the district and national levels. She has served several national presidents of Inner Wheel and has chaired quite a number of national conferences as well. Among her most notable accomplishments was during her term as president of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Foundation Incorporated in 2013, when she garnered a record-breaking total of 4 million pesos in solicited funds from generous heart pin donors. Part of the funds were later used to build 2 classrooms, one in Santiago, Isabela, and the other in Santa Maria, Bulacan.
Thank you very much, President Susan Lea Salon, for the generous introduction. Changemaker District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, immediate past District Chairman Rita Malagar, International Inner Wheel President Bina Bias, International Inner Wheel Board Director Seni Farcon, Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines Foundation President Ludi Carpio, immediate and past national presidents, National President-elect Yolanda Wicoco, National Board of Trustees, Inner Wheel Year 2020-2021, Rotary Transforming District Governor Rhys Reyes, Changemaker District Chairman, past District Chairman, Changemaker Club Presidents, Club Officers and Members, my fellow Inner Wheel, good afternoon. A new member generates appreciation for Inner Wheel ideas and a motivation to work intensively. she will be hoping for success, using her talents and better understanding between people in a world of continuous change. I think what will influence them tremendously by the words of a great man who said, "Man has reached the moon, but is unable to reach the neighbor's hand. Man has beaten the speed of sound, but is not aware of the cries for help that surround them. And man has conquered life and has grafted organs at death into living beings, but is unable to graft one grain of love or goodwill." Inner Will gave us opportunity to show love and goodwill to others and has taught us much more. I had a feeling that in Inner Will, we are good people, caring women, loving and friendly people. Where else can one sit at the table with friends and members of Inner Will and seriously mind you, ponder over ways and means to enhance our community, develop youth projects, or conjure up a program to bring our community a better place to live in. International Inner Will President Bina Bias' theme for Inner Will Year 2020-2021, Lead a Change, and her goals are easily achievable, which are the following: to have its club a minimum increase of 5 new members, an increase of 5 new clubs per district, including New Generations Club, carry out youth development projects for school, college, and women in the age group of 18 to 25 years, to help us build leadership skills and develop our young generation, women development programs, and caring for the senior citizens. President Bina has great expectations from us, so let us not leave no stone unturned to ensure that all clubs and districts achieve the goals she have envisioned. To outgoing District Chairman Rita Malagar, my congratulations to a successful year 2019-2020 year of service. You have exceeded the expectations of your officers and members as you made the Together Weekend year of service achieve its goals. To Changemaker District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, I also congratulate you as you accept the position in leading your District 386. You have to surround yourself with Inner Will members who believe in your dreams, encourage your ideas, support your ambitions, and bring out the best in you. With the dynamic past national presidents in your district behind you, it will be just a walk in the park, as they say, and you can lead your district to a much greater heights. Although a goal is not always meant to be reached, it often serves simply as something to aim at, where challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes them meaningful. Before I close, Changemaker Evelyn Dumdum, please accept this Lead the Change bell and gavel as my gift to you. Use it during your district official functions with humility. Together, let us then lead the change as we wish to see a better world for we are the change makers. I love you all. Be strong and stay safe. And I hope we can see each other soon face to face.
Thank you, National President Pamela de Guzman, for those inspiring and motivating thoughts. We know that with your guidance and support, the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines will certainly lead the change. At this juncture, our District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum presents the District 386 tokens of appreciation to distinguished guests who gave their messages today.
We hereby honor District Governor Rodel Rizel S. Reyes of Rotary International District 3860 for Rotary Year 2020 to 2021 with this token of appreciation for sharing his valuable time and presence at the 40th Induction and Turnover Ceremonies of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, District 386. Given this 20th day of September 2020 at Cebu City, Philippines. Signed, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, District Chairman for Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021. We hereby honor International Inner Wheel President Bina Villas for International Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021 with this token of appreciation for her encouraging message and for sharing her valuable time and presence at the 40th Induction and Turnover Ceremonies of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Inc., District 386. Given this 20th day of September 2020 at Cebu City, Philippines. Signed, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, District Chairman for Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021. We hereby honor Board Director Zenaida Yungko Farcon of the International Inner Wheel for the year 2020 to 2021 with this token of appreciation for her inspirational message at the 40th Induction and Turnover Ceremonies of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Inc., District 386. Given this 20th day of September at Cebu City, Philippines. Signed, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, District Chairman for Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021. We hereby honor National President Pamela de Guzman of Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Inc. for Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021 with this token of appreciation for being our guest of honor, keynote speaker, and inducting officer at the 40th Induction and Turnover Ceremonies of the Inner Wheel Clubs of the Philippines, Inc., District 386. Given this 20th day of September 2020 at Cebu City, Philippines. Signed, Evelyn Toledo Dumdum, District Chairman for Inner Wheel Year 2020 to 2021.
Our hearts are full. The ladies of District 386 express their deep gratitude to National President Pamela de Guzman, International Inner Wheel Board Director Zenaida Farcon, International Inner Wheel President Bina Villas, and Rotary International District 3860 Governor Rodel Rizel Reyes. To formally bring this event to a close, ladies and gentlemen, District Chairman Evelyn Toledo Dumdum.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby adjourn this induction and turnover ceremonies.